Well, obviously, I'm not an expert on this, but my last few years of teaching, I did notice the kids. I could kind of start to tell which kids had Republican parents and which ones had Democratic parents, because when we would talk about issues in science class, everybody has an opinion on science topics, even though one side is fact and usually it's the other side that's an opinion. And I would get complaints from parents that I shouldn't be teaching their children these things. So yeah, I mean, like there you can see that the parents aren't really trusting the science. But I'll tell you that it was about 20 years ago in Pennsylvania when we started with the Pennsylvania State Standardized Assessments, or the PSSAs. That is when I started to see a big decline in science education, because at first it was just math and reading that got tested. And as districts, didn't do so well on these tests, they're really hard. I'll just tell you that. Like, I don't even think I would do well on them. Sometimes taking an eighth grade test, because they're tricky. They purposely are trying to like throw the kids off, or there was some other things that we found out they were doing that was like following instruction type stuff, and they would take points off randomly for stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, but so they started doing things like blocking math class and reading class and giving them extra time, and like excessively drill and kill in math and reading skills and like online programs. And science just really started to take a back seat. And so when the science PSSA came about, I mean, our scores on that, they're still terrible. And part of that is because we don't even teach science class now in elementary schools here, in my district at least. Our kids really don't have science until sixth grade. How do you expect them to do well on an eighth grade science PSSA if they haven't even had science education until sixth grade? It's ridiculous. So there's like a lot of things that I think really are contributing to it. And of course, I only have the experience of my state, and every state's different. So, I can't really say as far as other states, but at least in this state and what I've seen, that is my opinion on why people don't seem to be trusting of science anymore. And I think it was really the standardized testing and the No Child Left Behind policy. But again, like I said, I really only know my area for sure. So